Emmerdale slapped with Ofcom complaints after airing distressing episode. Emmerdale has been hit with dozens of Ofcom complaints following a particularly heartbreaking installment of the ITV soap. Emmerdale viewers have issued complaints to the television watchdog Ofcom after a harrowing episode about April Windsor, played by Amelia Flanagan, aired on Friday evening. During the special installment, teenager April was part of a tragic trafficking plot and almost prostituted herself to an older man as part of an ongoing County Lines plot. It comes as Celia Anderson, Jay Griffiths, and Ray Walters, Joe Absalom, have been leading April down an incredible dark path, and it looks like no one will be able to save the youngster. April has been dealing drugs for months and has landed herself in masses of debt on the ITV soap. Fans were torn after the episode, many praised, but others turned off. One wrote, "This is dire, I'm switching off #Emmerdale." Another penned, "Tonight's episode was very good. Everyone did an amazing job." A third wrote, "That scene right about the break was incredibly distressing. Well done, April, for getting away." Someone else wrote, "I just had a chance to watch Friday's episode. I have to say I found it very disturbing and way outside of the usual Emmerdale-type episode. I know things like this need to be highlighted, but this was over the top, in my opinion, for a 7:30 p.m. show." Another wrote, "I think I may stop watching Emmerdale as I found this evening very disturbing for April. When will it end? Nothing has changed for young women in 20 years. Releasing its latest figures, a spokesperson for Ofcom told Express.co.uk the complaints related to the April Windsor storyline appearing pre-Watershed. The episode, as usual, aired at 7:30 p.m. on ITV and ITVX. A total of 62 complaints were lodged with the watchdog about the installment. After the episode was broadcast, the Emmerdale team shared a link viewers could click on for any support. A spokesperson shared a clip from the installment and wrote on X, "Will April find the strength to escape?" Advice and support can be found at Emmerdale slapped with Ofcom complaints after airing distressing episode. Viewers outraged and divided. Emmerdale has once again found itself at the center of a national TV storm. This time after a primetime episode prompted a wave of complaints to UK television regulator Ofcom from viewers who described the storyline as too distressing for a show airing before the watershed. The backlash underscores an ongoing debate over how far mainstream soaps should go in portraying tough, gritty subjects, especially when characters involved are teenagers, and whether such scenes have a place in the early evening drama millions watch each week. The controversial episode that sparked complaints. The uproar started after an intense installment focusing on teenager April Windsor, portrayed by Amelia Flanagan. In the episode, April is shown at her lowest, caught up in a harrowing series of events as she struggles with money troubles and the pressure to survive in the fictional Dales. In the controversial scene, April is sent to meet a man named Tim, under the direction of the ruthless Ray Walters, in a storyline that many viewers felt crossed a line for mainstream TV. According to complaints logged with Ofcom, Tim pressures April and tries to coerce her into taking drugs to get in the mood. He makes inappropriate comments calling her pretty and touching her back. Later, he tells her she hasn't done what I paid for, implying a transactional and exploitative interaction. Although April manages to escape without physical harm, the episode's tone and implications left many viewers feeling the content was disturbing, unexpected, and unsuitable for the pre-Watershed time slot many families rely on for lighter entertainment. Ofcom registers dozens of complaints. In total, Ofcom confirmed it had received more than 60 complaints about the episode, a substantial pushback by Emmerdale standards for a storyline that aired in a time slot watched widely by families and younger audiences. While this figure doesn't immediately trigger a formal investigation under Ofcom rules, it does reflect significant viewer concern, especially given the nature of the content and how it was portrayed. Some complainants took to social media to voice their criticisms, with fans expressing alarm at the way the story was handled. "This wasn't necessary for Emmerdale," one viewer wrote. Another added, "April is far too young for this part of the plot. Grooming and dark situations like this shouldn't be shown before the watershed," argued a third. These reactions highlight the tension many fans feel between storytelling ambition and broadcast responsibility. Why this matters: soaps and the watershed debate. British soaps have long tackled difficult topics, from mental health struggles to crime, addiction, and domestic abuse. Many fans even praise Emmerdale for its willingness to show raw, real life in a rural community. Yet when such storylines involve teenage characters or sensitive themes before the watershed, 9 p.m. in the UK, opinions often divide sharply. Some viewers argue, soaps are a powerful medium for raising awareness about issues young people face. Hard-hitting content can start important conversations at home. Fiction allows safe exploration of real problems. Others counter that the emotional intensity portrayed can be too much for younger viewers tuning in at 7:30 p.m. Such scenes might feel exploitative rather than educational. Without careful framing or warnings, audiences are taken by surprise. This is not Emmerdale's first brush with controversy. Over the years, storylines ranging from intense violence to animal mistreatment have generated complaints, and even petitions, as fans debate whether the village should stay rural and relatable or push into darker dramatic territory. Supporters of the episode push back. Not all viewers agreed Emmerdale crossed a line. In fact, many praised the episode for its quality and emotional impact. Absolutely outstanding. One of the best episodes this year, one social media user said. Amelia is phenomenal. This storyline matters and she's doing it justice. For these fans, intense scenes are part of what makes the soap compelling. They believe tackling real-world issues, even tough ones, helps the show remain relevant and brave. This split in audience reaction shows how subjective television experiences can be. What one viewer finds distressing, another may find powerful. Ofcom's role, and what happens next. Ofcom, the UK's communications regulator, does not automatically investigate every complaint it receives. The authority carefully assesses concerns against its broadcasting code, considering context, scheduling, audience expectation, and how material is presented. Notably, a certain threshold of complaints can prompt detailed review. Content aired before the watershed is judged against stricter standards for protecting children. If a breach is found, broadcasters could face reprimands or be required to justify editorial decisions. In previous cases, Emmerdale has had complaints assessed but not pursued where Ofcom decided the material did not warrant further action. For now, Ofcom has acknowledged the complaints from this latest episode, but it has not confirmed whether a formal investigation has begun. What fans and critics say about the bigger picture. Across forums and fan communities, one message keeps surfacing. Emmerdale has changed. Longtime fans reminisce about simpler times where village dramas were intense but less graphic, and more suited to its daily early evening slot. Others argue the show must evolve to stay relevant in a crowded media landscape, especially against competitors portraying gritty themes later at night. This clash between tradition and modern storytelling reflects broader shifts in TV drama, and viewers aren't shy about voicing exactly how they feel about it. Closing thoughts. Where do we draw the line? Ultimately, the Emmerdale-Ofcom saga raises a question that goes beyond one episode. Should mainstream soaps be allowed to push the envelope in prime time, or should there be firmer limits on what can be shown to general audiences before bedtime? As the debate continues, one thing is clear. Emmerdale remains a talking point, and a lightning rod for how contemporary society deals with trauma, representation, and entertainment. Whether you loved the episode or thought it went too far, this controversy has captivated the soap's massive audience. And that's exactly why millions will be tuning in again next week to see what happens next.